Om Shanti and very good morning and Namaste. Divine Family, we have a very special soul joined us today with a beautiful topic of pure deeds indeed. It's indeed my pleasure and honor to introduce Brother BK Ashish Bhaji to this English Avik Murli Club. BK Ashish Bhaiji is associated with Brahma Kumaris for the past 16 years. And by profession, Bhaiji is a software engineer working for Microsoft and worked in US for 10 years. And in US, there is a place, Seattle, that is where Bhaiji got this knowledge and became part of the spiritual institution. And brother is also an author of a couple of publications related to computer science. And Baiji, has become an instrument to spread this fragrance of knowledge in many industries, IT companies, ju uh, juvenile jails, and other different parts in Pune, and also other cities of India. And he has also been serving youth wing, medical wing, IT wing of Brahma Kumaris, giving this knowledge of enlightenment. He has also been counseling youth for depression, relationship issues, addictions, using this divine knowledge. Um, he is known for giving easy meditation experience and manages giving us a very soothing experience through his commentary. So he has a YouTube channel which has over 150 commentaries to help everyone all these aspects in this meditation aspects. And this channel has been serving for BKs and also non-BKs all over the world for the past 6 years, for the past 3 years. And it has around 24,000 subscribers in it. Currently, brother is settled in Pune and he is an instrument to run a Gita Pathshala over there and is serving in India and also abroad, spreading this knowledge to awaken all the souls. So once again, I welcome brother to this Awake English Murli Club. Brother, over to you. Thank you.
Om Shanti. You were not audible at the end, brother.
Okay, Om Shanti. Am I audible now?
Yeah. Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, once again, we welcome you to this English Awake Murli Club. And now over to you for the session, to take us through the session. Yeah.
Thank you. Om Shanti. So let's remember Baba in silence for 1 minute. I, the soul, in the center of the forehead, sparkling. I am the child of ocean of peace. The ocean of peace is radiating the rays of peace, falling onto me, and through me they spread in the atmosphere. I am peaceful. Let's sit in this experience for a minute. Om Shanti. So, good morning, everyone. As per the last Kalpa, we have met again. So, Baba has so many different names on the path of devotion. He is the innocent Lord, bestower of happiness, a great death, yesterday's Murli. But one of the main names that also indicates his task is that he is the purifier, the pure fire. He is light, but he is pure. And what does he do? What is his task? He purifies everything. Not just souls, but nature. Everything gets purified. But what does a purification really mean? Purification is nothing but restoring the system that has been disturbed. The original qualities of the soul, which have been forgotten. God comes and reminds us of that. And more we remind ourselves of those qualities, we start becoming pure. Till now, we have been thinking that if something happens, then I will do this. If someone behaves nicely with me, then I'll be nice to them. But that is not the original quality of the soul. Original quality of the soul is giving. I, the soul, give. So the moment I realize that I am here to give, I'm not here to expect anything in return. I start becoming pure. So Baba has only one task, the task of reminder. He reminds us of our Nij Swarup, the original Swarup, the original form. And what is that original form? I am a pure soul. The moment I remember this, I start creating a thought of purity. I take one step towards purity. But what happens is that even for Baba's children, purity is little bit difficult. Purity gets little bit difficult over the period of time. And we are not talking about celibacy. We are talking about the internal purity, the purity of thoughts, purity of following Srimad. Because when we follow Srimad, we are becoming pure. But sometimes even Srimad becomes little bit difficult. Do we think that? Do we feel that? Why is it becoming difficult over the journey? See, when we come into Baba's Gyan, everything is fabulous. Everything is perfect. We have so much intoxication that I want to do this and this and this and this. But as the time progresses, most of us, I would say almost 90% of the BKs, they tend to slack down. They don't leave Baba. I'm not saying they're leaving Baba. But following Srimad becomes a little bit of burden. Because when we come to Baba, most of you must have filled the form when you come to Baba and you do the course. Why did you come here? And most of us write what? For peace of mind. To get happiness in my life. So we come here to Baba for our own benefit. Then we realize in the journey that if we start benefiting others, we will accumulate a lot of blessings. It will make our journey easier. So we start doing seva. But when we start doing seva, We forget our purpose of coming here. And that is where the impurity starts creeping in. I am giving so much knowledge. I created this BK. He is my student. This is my service. And that starts creating impurity within. And the aim for which I came here, the peace of mind, eventually I lose that peace of mind. And even few souls will actually go back to the old world. But few souls who stay here will keep complaining that that life was better. I hope there is no one in this group who is saying that. But there is something that we need to pay attention to. That when I am becoming pure, I should not get influenced by anyone else. There is a beautiful Baba's Mahavakya in one of the Avyakt Murlis, which struck me. Baba said, if after becoming God's child, if you are not happy, why did you become God's child? Baba's children are complaining, are criticizing. Do you know? There is a wave going on right now in BKs about depression. There are a lot of BKs experiencing depression. On one way, we are saying we have the intoxication that we have found God. We have the intoxication that God is teaching us. But why am I going in that direction then? Because there is somewhere we have this sanskar of bhakti, of reading things but not imbibing things. In bhakti also we read a lot of books, scriptures. We read. How much did we imbibe? Nothing. It was an entertainment. It was like more like I did something good. I prayed to God. I know these many mantras. I did something good. That ego was also creeping in. And the same sanskar, if we bring in Baba's knowledge, even for Murli, what we will do? We will read Murli and we will check mark. Yes, we read Murli today. We are done. But is reading Murli enough? It's not just reading Murli that is enough, but churning Murli. Baba gives an example of a cow. What does cow do? It eats and eats and eats and eats, and then it sits in the corner and then it ruminates. Dadi Janki had this habit of ruminating. That's why her classes are so famous. So, am I actually churning Murli? And churning Murli doesn't mean 5 to 6 a.m. Yeah, I churned Murli today. No, that is not churning. That's just sharing points. It's just one aspect of it, which is important. It's one aspect of it. But throughout the day, am I spending time in churning Murli? Because there is something important which is called as the purity of mind. The purity of mind actually means the mind which is not influenced by anything, absolutely anything. The only thing that influences me, that impresses me, is God. And that is a pure mind. But if we look in our journey, where all we get influenced, we get influenced by outside world, we get influenced by BK world, we get influenced by someone's virtues. We like someone because he gives gyan very easily. We like someone because that soul has done a lot of service. We like someone because I feel comfortable with someone. And that liking actually starts an impure thought within me. It's not the thought of lust, but it's a thought of dependency. And tomorrow, if that soul is not there, my state starts shaking. And that is why we have to pay attention where our dependencies are going. dependency on red light, dependency on Zoom, dependency on internet. These are all our contributions to impurity. When it's there, we use it. But tomorrow, if it's not working, what is my state of mind? Am I getting influenced? Am I getting affected? If I am getting affected, that today I want to listen to this class, today I want to listen to this Murli online, but my internet is not working. And if I give excuse, but it is for Gyan, na? But it is for Baba's knowledge. Na? But Baba never said you are allowed to get disturbed. Which Murli says that? None of the Murlis. So if I am getting a slightest disturbance in the mind, there is impurity. There is a lot of impurity. And what happens is that, see, we are a small group of people who are with God. We are called Pandavas. The entire world outside, Kauravas and Yadavas, they are against God. They are going in a fast speed towards impurity. And in this impure world, where majority are getting impure, majority vibrations are impure, we are making an effort to become pure. And that is why it sometimes gets difficult, because we are swimming against the tide. But when we know who is with us, it becomes very easy. How to find out if my purity is increasing or not? It's very easy, because the daily Murli emphasizes on purity, because we are going in the direction of a pure world. And the basis of pure world is the purity of soul. We are the ones who made this world hell. We are the ones, especially Baba's children. We are the ones who made this entire world into Kalyug. And so this is our responsibility to make this entire world a pure world. So how do I find if I'm approaching to my that purest form? The simplest way to test is that when I sit in yoga, how much time do I take to connect to Baba? And connection doesn't mean, okay, I am Baba's child, I'm in Paramdham, okay, I'm done. No, that anyone can do. Even a 7 days old child who has just finished the course can also connect with Baba in that way. But connection doesn't mean just that. Connection means stabilizing in that state of mind, which Baba gave us a homework, a drill, few weeks ago on Sunday Murli. And Baba said, to pass with honor, you should be able to stabilize your mind in whichever state you want for whatever time you want. It is very easy to create a thought, I am a resident of Paramdham, Paramdham Nivasi Atma. But am I staying there? Am I in a constant experience of being in Paramdham for whatever time I want? Or I go up and down? I create a thought, I experience that peace, then I come down, I create a waste thought. And Baba has given a very simple analogy for that. Baba says, if your flights are not taking off, the flight of the intellect is, if it's not taking off, you are not worthy to sit in the flights of golden age. 2nd of January 1980 Murli. 2nd of January 1980, the golden age Murli, where Baba describes everything about golden age. And last paragraph, Baba actually talks about the Viman of intellect. If I'm not able to sit in the Viman of intellect and I'm not able to take it off, it's grounded only. Or if I go up, I fall down immediately with a waste thought. Then Baba says, you are not worthy to sit in the golden age Viman. And that is why purity of the mind is the most important aspect, because this purity of the mind will actually help us do mansa seva. If I'm holding some grudges about someone, do we think we are pure? It's not about outside world, even BKs within themselves. There is jealousy. Why is he getting that service and not me? Why he is getting that stage and not me? I am a senior. I have done this seva, but someone took his name, not mine. So purity actually works at a very deeper aspects. I'll tell you one example. It's a very beautiful story I heard recently. Dadi Gulzar was taking one group to Madhuban, and in train, you share snacks, right? So center was carrying some snacks. They were carrying samosas. And there were mothers and kumars. So everyone got two or something, two samosas. One mother didn't want it. So she took that one samosa from her plate and gave it to one kumar. Okay, fine. It's a simple scene. What's the big deal? Dadi Gulzar was observing it. And when they came back from Madhuban to Delhi, Dadi called that mother. And she said, what you did was not right. Now, what is not right in this aspect? Dadi said, you were in a group of people. You gave that samosa to that brother. Now, everyone who is observing it will create a thought, this mother favors this brother. That is impurity. Because I became an instrument to create, for others to create that thought. I became an instrument. I created that negative karma. So favoritism, I like this one more than this one, is impurity. And which Baba actually says in one of the, I don't remember the exact date of the Murli, but it's an 84 Murli. And Baba says it is a trace of lust, the favoritism or extra love that I give to one person than others. It is a trace of lust. So, am I actually spending time in observing these small traces of impurity? For which actually one of the things that really helps is self-reflection. See, we listen to Murli, we do yoga, we do Amrut Vela, we do Nimasham, we do Seva at the center or wherever. But how much time do I spend for self-reflection? Or do I think that self-reflection is done only during retreats, which happens once or twice a year? Self-reflection should be at least once a month, minimum. Minimum. Am I spending time in that? What did I achieve after coming to Baba? What transformation has happened to me after coming to Baba? How much time am I taking to connect to Baba? Is it improving or is it going in the bad direction, wrong direction? That determines my purity. Because a pure mind will always experience being close to Baba. A pure mind will be detached from the outside world. A pure mind will always see virtues in others, no matter how they are behaving. And that is why Baba actually recently had so many murlis on give blessings, receive blessings. Even if a person who is angry, who comes in front of you, Baba says, take blessings from him. How do we take blessings from him? How do we take blessings from him? The only way to take blessings from him is to understand that person who is angry in front of me is saying, I am weak, but you are Master Almighty Authority. He is reminding me of my true form. That is called as taking blessings from that negative situations. So is my mind ready for that? Second way of checking, am I able to concentrate on a particular swaman, particular point of self-respect for a longer duration of time? If I'm not able to, if I'm not able to experience it, I have a lot of baggage, lot of impurity. And for this, Baba actually gives us one exercise. Actually, Dadi Gulzar used to do that with all the senior brothers. They were sharing their experiences. The Dadi Gulzar, a day before, she will call all the Kumars from Madhuban, and she will say, tomorrow we are going to do a very special yoga from 3:30 onwards, and half an or two in the morning, and half an hour she will actually just give one thought, only one thought, and half an hour you have to stabilize yourself in that thought. After half an hour the thought will be changed, the swaman will be changed. And this is really important practice, because you might be knowing a 17-second manifestation rule. I don't know if you know that or not, but it is a scientifically proven fact that if you hold a thought for 17 seconds, it starts becoming a reality. The universe will start preparing, adjusting itself to make it a reality. See, Baba's methods are very simple. What does Baba do? Baba will just keep on giving knowledge and knowledge and knowledge and knowledge. And the moment I start thinking about knowledge, I start creating those thoughts and it starts becoming a reality. And so the current need of the hour is to concentrate on our complete form. What my complete form is going to be. This is what is called as follow father, because towards the end, what did Brahma Baba do? Am I becoming like that? Am I becoming like that? Am I becoming like that? And same thing if we start practicing that this is my complete form. Do we know? Have you ever experienced your complete form? Or do we know what to experience in a complete form if you haven't? It's not about angel. Don't think in that direction that I'm becoming that crown prince and I'm becoming a Satyugi prince and I'm becoming an angel and flying and everything. No. My complete form just for today. Just for today. From this, what is it time? 5:30 in the morning till evening. What my complete form is going to look like. What will be my drishti, vision? How will I speak with people? No matter how they treat me, what will be my thought for them? The moment I start creating thoughts, I start creating that image in front of me, and I concentrate on that image, it starts becoming a reality. This is what is called as invoking a complete form. Baba, in other words, says to do mansa seva or to increase the purity of mind, what do I need to do? I need to make a timetable of the mind. Timetable of the mind. What is timetable of the mind? At Amrut Vela, when I wake up, when I talk to Baba, I start creating a timetable of what swaman I want to practice throughout the day. It could be just one swaman that I'm going to practice throughout the day, or I switch my swamans. Like in the morning, I'm a lovely God's child. In Murli class, I'm a godly student. When I'm going out, I'm an angel. Lots of other swamans. We practice. So if I program my mind in the morning that this is, and it is best practice to write those swamans down. Because generally we know what our day is going to look like. So if we say, this is the swaman I'm going to practice, and I keep referring to that note once in a while during the day, it becomes very easy. It keeps our mind busy. It purifies our mind. Because when I am when I am immersed in God's knowledge, I am detached from the outside world. When the focus from here shifts, then I get attached to that world. And that is why many of us actually say, I am doing Mansa Seva, I am doing Mansa Seva. Mansa Seva is not just 1 hour yoga. That evening 6:30 to 7:30, I do Mansa Seva, I'm giving love and peace and everything to the world. It's good. That's one aspect of it. But rest of the 23 hours, what am I doing? Am I doing Mansa Seva? Or am I saying this one is like this one is like this one should change, that should change, I have this problem, lots of issues. So Mansa Seva is nothing but the pure mind creating pure thoughts is Mansa Seva. And that happens 24 by 7. Even at night, it will happen. Do you know Dadi Janki, towards the end, I think 2014, 15, around that period, we were in Madhuban, in the double foreigners turn. And Dadi was asked in an interview, there was an interview. And Dadi was asked this question, Dadi, what is your Purusharth now? And Dadi is like, we have to understand what kind of Purusharth these souls are making. And Dadi was like, I am trying to control my dreams. I should be the controller of my dreams. See, we are making an effort to control our emotions and feelings and our sense organs. Dadi was making an effort to control her dreams. She was asked, what type of dreams do you get? So she didn't answer, but Hansa Ben answered that question. And she's like, Dadi is always in the dream of giving Toli and giving Drushti. And when she wakes her up, she's like, why did you disturb me? I was giving Toli to someone. But Dadi said, I want to control even that. So at the subconscious level, if we start working, and that has to start with the conscious thoughts. So am I making an effort to actually purify my mind? This is the most important thing that I need to check. Or am I entertaining the thoughts whichever come in whichever direction and I go in that direction? Am I still blaming others for my feelings? I always say, if after becoming Baba's child, if I'm blaming someone for my own feelings, my sorrow, my disturbance, let it be weather. The weather is like this, my body is like this, my relationships are like this, my job is like this, my boss is like this. I always say that our Brahman journey hasn't begun yet. Because Brahman journey begins with a thought that I am the creator of my thoughts, emotions, and feelings. That is liberation. Even coming to Gyan, before coming into Gyan, I have gone through a lot of issues, depression and sadness and everything. Even though I was in the US, I was doing a very good job. But this one thought literally liberated me from everything, that I am the creator. So we listen to this thought, I am the creator of my thoughts. But how much are we using it into practice? Same thing happens with Murli also. Yes, I am that deity. Yes, I am that pure soul. Yes, God is teaching me. Yes, very good during the Murli. After Murli, where does the intoxication go? How much practice are we doing there? And this is where Suraj Bhai actually says one thing which I really like, that we accept those thoughts. I am a master almighty authority. Okay, fine. I'm not just chanting, I'm a master almighty authority. I'm a master. No, it's not just chanting. But am I experiencing being a master almighty authority? I'm a self-sovereign soul. Yes, I am a self-sovereign soul. But why is my mind creating wrong thoughts? Why am I looking in that direction where I'm not supposed to look? That means there is no experience. It's just chanting. And this is where we have to pay attention, that if I'm not making timetable of the mind in the morning, If I'm not working towards my purity by self-reflection, I'm a long, long way. I'm a long, long distant from my complete form. And the time, we all know. Do we have lots of years? Baba got 14 years. Do we have 14 years? We don't. Baba actually made this practice very firm of being a soul. He filled up the diaries, writing, I am a soul. Yashoda is a soul. Narayan is a soul. Many years. Dadi Prakash Muni also used to say that Baba made us do this practice so much that sometimes I even forget that this body is attached to me. Dadi used to forget I'm a male or a female. Dadi used to forget about that. That much practice they did. Okay, they got 14 years of practice, 14 years of tapasya. Fine, we don't have that much time. But daily, am I spending 14 minutes practicing that detachment from the body? That I am separate, the body is separate. And if we are not, have we begun our journey? Have we begun our journey? We need to check. Because when we are in Kali Yuga, it is bound to have lots of negative influences from outside. It is bound to have. But we have to protect ourselves. Where are we going to protect ourselves from? Most of the time I get this question that we have a lot of waste thoughts. BKs are calling us to, we get a lot of waste thoughts. So waste thoughts is what? It's also impurity. So how do we protect ourselves from waste thoughts? The simplest solution, Murli. Avyakta Murlis are something which have helped me in my journey to change that waste into a powerful thought, waste into best. And when there is a storm of waste thoughts, it is a best practice to read that Murli loudly, not in your mind. Read it loudly because mind is right now engaged in waste thoughts. So most of the times we have the book in front of us, but we are skipping the lines because we are entertaining waste thoughts. And so to remove that waste thoughts, to become that self-sovereign, to increase the purity of mind, the best solution is Avyakta Murli. So this is just one aspect of purity, the purity of mind, because that will start creating our vibrations. It will start taking us towards our complete form. So one practice I'll suggest all of you, design your complete form. Design, literally design. How will it look? How will it feel when you are that? Reflect on that. And every day we start invoking that form during Amrit Vela. Because it is a scientifically proven fact. Whatever you visualize becomes a reality. It is not like, okay, I, the soul, went into Paramdham, I'm with Baba, I'm experiencing those rays and I'm done. That is not yoga. That is just one form of it. It's a basic yoga. It's okay for first, all the new children. But those who have actually spent enough time in Baba's knowledge, the best way of doing Amrit Vela is invoking this form in silence. You don't need a commentary for that. In silence. If you want, you sit with notebook and pen. At Amrit Vela, start designing that form. And as you start designing it, what my vision is going to be today, how my words are going to be today, what my actions are going to be today. When I walk, how will my complete form walk? How much I'm going to speak, what my face is going to look like, content, cheerful, not affected, I design. As I start designing that complete form, I start visualizing it. And then you feel that that complete form is merging within me. And then I begin my day. Even if you spend last 10 minutes during Amrut Vela, it's enough. But that will actually help us going closer to our aim and object. We all want to become complete, right? And we have a very good aim object. So when Baba actually says, who wants to become Lakshmi Narayan, who wants to become Bap Saman, we all raise our hands because we have pure intentions. But then during the day, somewhere we forget those intentions. And the moment we forget those intentions, the moment we forget our aim and object, we are strengthening impurity. And that is why Baba's children struggle with purity. Because most of the time we are strengthening impurity than purity. A pure mind will never create a thought of doubt in Baba's knowledge. Never, ever. Even though the pure mind sees something bad happening in the center, maybe my instrument is doing something incorrect, but that pure mind will never ever create a thought of doubt. This is what happens in Baba's knowledge. This is how Baba's children are going to be. This is what Baba teaches them. No, it's their part. It's their part. Let me focus on my part. When a senior, because most of us who get affected by these issues of, seniors doing something incorrect, or not just senior means instrument, but any senior soul who has been in Gyan for a longer time. So if we get affected, there is only one principle. And what is the principle? We should thank them actually, because what they are saying, that it has been so many years that I haven't progressed. So please go ahead. You have a chance to go ahead. So they are clearing our paths. We should thank them. And this is why Baba says you should never get influenced by anyone. Baba has never told you to look at any brother or sister, but it's just Baba and Mama. That is our ideal. This is where we have to compare. Am I matching up to their actions, not to actions of anyone else? Because the moment my focus goes there towards a BK, now we are not even talking about non-BKs. I'm not even looking there. But we are all surrounded by BKs. We all go to centers, hopefully. Hopefully, we all go to centers. We all are connected with centers and we are all doing seva. So most of our time actually goes in a company of a BK, company of God's child. But even there, if I'm getting affected, then this is the principle that we need to follow. That they are letting us go ahead. Thank them. And then the last aspect, actually, it's a big topic. Purity is a big topic. We are just covering little bits and pieces of it. And the last aspect, when I'm doing seva, I need to see my intention of doing seva. Am I doing seva for name, fame, position? Many Baba's children I have observed, they like seva on stage. May it be just adjusting a mic. It's okay. Maybe it's giving flowers to someone. Some guest has come. I go and give flowers. It's okay. But I should be seen. That intention of doing seva for name and fame strengthens my impurity. Then we complain, I am doing so much seva, but why am I not able to connect with Baba? Because my intention was not right. See, we give gyan. Many of us give gyan to many souls. But the moment, see, my intention of giving gyan, first we need to check, am I giving gyan to that person so that he follows that gyan and my headache reduces? Is it the reason? Or am I giving this gyan to that soul with that pure intention that let that soul be benefited? So if the intention is of the second type, it's good. But importantly, that when we give gyan to someone, internally we create an expectation that that soul should accept that gyan. And if it doesn't accept that gyan, we start saying, no matter how much you tell that person, he's never going to listen. He's never going to change. Baba says, you are cursing that soul. You are cursing. Baba uses this word. आप शाप दे रहे हो उसको. What is that curse? I am creating a thought of weakness for that soul. And then that soul is not going to get ready to receive knowledge. So if I'm creating an expectation, even an expectation that that soul should follow Baba's knowledge, that soul should come to Murli regularly, there is somewhere I need to check. Why am I creating that thought? If there is a pure intention, it's a different story. But it's the intention of, because I gave him that gyan, so he should come to the center so that my sister, the Nimitta sister, will know that I'm doing seva. If that is the intention behind my service, somewhere we need to check. There is a lot of impurity. And this is where, see, this is a huge topic. I will have to stop now. It's 5:50. But important thing we need to understand is that this is just one aspect we have talked about, the purity of mind. But then there is a purity of body, purity of wealth, purity of relationships, and it all goes in different directions. And Baba has talked about it in lots and lots of murlis. So over the period of time, you will actually listen to those murlis. Most of you have already listened to those. But one murli I will suggest that all of you take time and read. It's 14th of January 1988 Murli. 14th of January 1988. This Murli has a special connection with me because I was living at the center in Seattle. I was very new in Gyan and I was feeling very lonely, very disturbed, very unhappy. It was probably 2 or 3 years in Gyan at that time. And I had this habit is, whenever there was a disturbance, I used to randomly pick up a book and I would open a page and it will actually give me the solution of whatever problems I have been going through. And that day I was feeling very lonely and I opened the book and the Murli title was, I'll tell you the Hindi title first. The Murli title was Udasi Aane Ka Karan Choti Moti Avagyaye. The reason of unhappiness is disobedience. 14th of January 1988. So what kind of disobedience we are doing is when we are not consuming Baba's knowledge internally, that is a disobedience. We are listening to Murli, but it's not going in. That is disobedience. We are sitting in Amrut Vela, but my mind is wandering. That is disobedience. When Baba has told us to look at Baba only, but we are looking at other BKs, that is disobedience. We won't be able to connect to Baba. It will actually it will actually make us impure. And we are in the direction of going into the purity. We want to become that pure beings. But somewhere, lack of attention is making us go in the opposite direction. And so, first thing, we need to start making timetable of the mind, start creating swamans. Secondly, Avyakta Murli study, but not just study and reading and for 1 hour, but take one point, and it is applicable to Sakar Murli as well. We are creating in our class, we actually created a system that every 15 days on Sunday, we gather, we take 1 or 2 points for Murli, and we churn. And everyone goes, we create groups. So the groups will churn knowledge, they will present knowledge. What is their churning point? It is called as Murli churning circle because they sit in a circle and everyone shares their point. So that is something you can do it for yourself at home. Take one point every day and try to churn that knowledge, because it will keep the mind busy, engaged, and towards the purity. So with this, I'll stop here. The time is up. So hopefully everyone, all of us are going in the direction of purity, and we will pay attention to that. Okay. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Ashish Bhai. It's a very insightful, wonderful class. I just have one query. Like, do you practice for every 1 hour of the day, particular Swaman? Uh, and do you change that Swaman, or you have fixed it like from Amrit Vela, after Amrit Vela, from 5 to 6, particular Swaman, and six
Yes.
to seven? Okay. So can you just
It's not
for the benefit? Yeah, yeah.
right. It's not on hourly basis I do. I do one Swaman in the Amrutvel and I try to remember that Swaman during the day. So I practice one Swaman, but this is just another technique that actually helps us. There is one Murli, let me remember the date. 12th of January 1979. Please note these dates because I'll forget eventually. So, 12th of January 1979, where Baba has explained how to experience Baba during the day with different swamans. So, 12th of January 1979, there is another Murli, 31st of December 1970, 31st of December 1970. Both these Murlis will help us in actually how to create a Swaman during every action during the day. So even 31st of December 1970 Murli talks about even taking a shower. When we are taking a shower, what thoughts we should create. So I in my life have practiced one Swaman for the entire day and have kept an attention. So what exercise we did during that time, it was a September when we created commentaries for 30 Swamans, and morning, afternoon, evening, we used to repeat those commentaries. But during the observation of Swaman, we were answering three questions. First, and we were doing that exercise in notebook. First question was, if I remember correctly, what does that Swaman mean to you? First question, what does that Swaman mean to you? Secondly, how will you implement that Swaman in your day-to-day life? It's a programming of the mind again in the morning, that during the day, if my Swaman is becoming a self-sovereign, how will I implement that? And the third question was, what are the obstacles that will come during the implementation of that Swaman? Because I need to know that knowledge of obstacles, then only I can overcome it. And so these three questions were actually helping us. And for every day, we were all doing that exercise. And it actually helped us practice that Saman during the day. So my personal practice has been one Swaman during the day. But these two Murlis, which I have read, which gave me an idea that we can switch Swamans, and Baba has actually talked about it. So this will also help.
Thank, thank you, Ashish Bhaiji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, can can I just take a minute, Mumbai?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I have finished. Thank you.
Ashish Bhai, I really liked when you started and you said pure fire, Baba's task. But I like the second part when you said he may be a purifier, but he's a reminder. He's not the one who is bringing an urn of purity and saying, children, this is purity. No, he's just reminding you have purity in you and you're pure. I like both that. And then I also like when you said it's a deviation from the system. But I just wanted to tell you, if you, I don't know if you have read the scriptures in Tattva Bodha of Sankaracharya, when they say if you want to discern reality, to find what you are, your own being, your own consciousness, removing all the doshas and finding yourself is purity.
Yes.
But here Baba just spoke two words, Sachai, Safai, and Sadagi.
Adri.
I took it only that as purity. And how does Baba define purity? You know, in a negative way. Purity is not celibacy. That is how he
Yes.
started. Even though he says Pavitra Bhava, Yogi Bhava, he says purity is not celibacy, just to put a stop for us to think purity is celibacy. And then purity in thought, word, and action. I had a question about seva. You said seva, sometimes you forget your purpose, it's impurity. But in the last aspect, you explained very clearly, when does seva become impure? When the intention is lost, when there is no, when there is a self aspect. But I want to know how waste is impurity if you have got time. How depending is purity? Because for me, purity is just the five vices or the five things mixed, or because when the royalty of purity is lost. So, how can waste be impurity? Waste just decreases the degree of purity, but can it be equal to impurity? If you could just explain, because there's no time.
Yeah, because waste, even Baba says, when you start progressing in your journey, even a waste thought, not only waste thought, an ordinary thought is also impurity. Baba has said that in Avyakta Murli, an ordinary thought, because the world is also doing ordinary work. We are also creating ordinary thoughts. What is the difference between them and us? And so Baba, like today's Murli, you will listen to that Murli at 7 o'clock today. Baba says that, okay, you are checking that I haven't given sorrow to anyone, but have you given happiness? So outside world also will pay attention that I won't give sorrow to anyone. But Baba's children will actually work on themselves to give happiness to everyone. And that is where, when that waste thoughts start creeping into seva or anywhere, it's not just seva, anywhere. I'm just sitting at home idly and creating waste thoughts. I am becoming impure. I'm strengthening impurity, because every waste thought will actually create a waste vibration, and we are going into the world of not waste. We are going into the world of best. So somewhere, I personally feel the moment we start creating waste thoughts, we are creating obstacle in Baba's task. It's a big thing. It's a very big thing. We are becoming instruments to create an obstacle in Baba's task. And that is where we have to pay attention to what kind of thoughts we are creating, what is the intention behind those thoughts and actions. And that will actually lead us to purity. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, just four Murlis back, Baba defined waste, because even there he never hinted on impurity. That's why I had a doubt. But he said the degree of purity in your final moments will reduce if there is waste. That's what was there in that Murli. I know
Okay.
there's no time. I also wanted to understand about this purity of mind. If my mind is not in my control, if my mind wanders, is it impurity?
It
But
is
now I
impurity.
know, no, I wanted to, uska full paribhasha, I really wanted to understand.
Okay, okay.
Because purity of mind, the mind is, because of the samskaras, it's wandering. You also answered that. You said if your mind is not concentrated, it wanders. But uski jo paribhasha, I really wanted to understand. Anyway,
Yes,
there's no time. You have given these murlis, we'll go through it.
yes, sure. Okay.
And Bhaji, it was a very powerful class. Thank you so much for giving us this time and a lot of insights. So we look forward to have you in future some more sessions wherein we can learn a lot from you and imbibe that in the self and take us to our next level. So with the interest of time, would you take us to a quick meditation and then we can end the session for today?
Sure, I will. Let's do a few minutes of meditation. Let's just do a 5-form exercise of purity. Sit back and relax. Visualize yourself as the point of light in the soul world, the world of peace. I am a pure soul in front of ocean of purity. Baba is filling me with pure rays. I'm invoking my purest form, and with that purest form, I descend into my original form, a deity form. Visualize your deity form, pure vision, pure actions, pure smile, no expectations, free from desires. I am a pure deity. Let's go into the copper age. My worship worthy form. Purity is the basis of my worship. See your idol. Lots of bhagats in front of you. And my purest idol is giving them visions, fulfilling their desires. They just want a glimpse of my worship worthy form. And towards the end, I become a Brahmin, God, a supreme being through Brahma Baba. Gives me the knowledge, purifies me, and I become a pure angel. Angel to spread purity, peace, and happiness in the world. I am a pure angel. I am here to help everyone without expecting anything in return. I am a giver, a bestower. I am a pure being. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Ashish Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, you all have a great day ahead. Om Shanti.